welcome to Dawn. And you might have seen in the ad I put out there that today will be the last Dawn for the year 2021. And I'm excited, actually. I'm excited because we've had a wonderful year. Irrespective of what you might have experienced, what you might have gone through, I believe that God has given us enough content this year to carry you through. And so in as much as for the next, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, we are going to be suspended on the Dawn platform, I believe that there is enough content on our YouTube channel for you to be able to go back there, enjoy, extract, learn, and grow. Patronella says, thank you, Pastor Tim, Susie family, for Dawn. I have found direction, strength, and renewed purpose. Have a blessed Christmas. I'm so glad you have. Anyone else out there who wants to just pass a comment on how Dawn has been helpful, I'll appreciate it. If you could do that, I will read it out as well before we close out. For me as well, just having the opportunity to come in for quite a number of days. I think I was doing the maths for this year. When we count out the days that we took off this year, we will notice that I think we were together for about 300 days in the year of 2021. And I think that has been awesome. And for 300 days coming through, sharing with you, I have grown myself. I have learned so much because I've had to delve into the counsel of God to pull out content that was relevant, that was instructive, that was helpful for your life and destiny. And I really pray that you have done the same. It is so easy though, and this is the challenge. It's so easy though, after you have learned, after you have received from a thought on Dawn, for you to assume that that thought was only for that moment. No, the word of God is eternal. And so the messages that are on Dawn are saved there on this platform so that you can go back there from time to time. And you need to go back there from time to time. You need, during this holiday, you need to go back there from time to time. The greatest counsel that God has given me towards the end of this year has been the necessity for growth. And that's why this Sunday on our online church YouTube channel, I'm going to be talking about the law of growth, and that will be my final sermon as well for the year 2021. We'll probably have a watch night service, but my final sermon for the year 2021 will be the law of growth, as I bring a bit more counsel concerning how we are to position ourselves as we begin to look into 2022. But I will also mention a bit of it now. But for this morning, you will see on the screen the pursuit of happiness. I had stumbled on a video in 2016 that blessed my heart. It was Bishop T.B. Jakes that was talking about 5 things that he had encountered, that he had implemented in his life and documented, that has helped him carve out an experience of happiness, contrary to how his life had previously been. And I took that to heart, and it has helped me immensely. So I have documented the content, and I could share the content, but I decided that let me play the video. So we're going to switch to the video now. Be patient. It's not too long. It's about 6 minutes. We're going to play the video. It's a bit grainy, so no need to send me a message and say the video is not clear. It's not clear. It's a bit grainy, all right? It's a very old video, but pay attention to what was being shared. I believe as it empowered me then. That's the thing about truth. If it's truth, it remains truth no matter the year. And so I have tabled it and taken it through. And as we're coming to the end of the year, the Spirit of the Lord said to me, you need to teach my people and remind my people some of the things that you've implemented, you have learned, that has helped you sustain happiness, particularly in seasons like this. Earlier on this week, we had our first year memorial, myself and my family, our first year memorial of a sister of mine that passed away last year. Some of you are aware of it. And it really tried to throw me off quite strongly. But I was reminded of some of these things, and I realized that because I know these things, I'm able to experience the emotion of sorrow, the emotion of grief, but I'm also able to not allow it strangle me and cause it to cause the rest of my life to collapse. So I think, let me share it with you. Maybe it will help you. I suspect it will. Let's cue the video, and I'll be back after the video, and we will close shop for 2021. Let's go to the video.
A lot of people always asking themselves, what can I? A lot of people always asking themselves, what can I do to be happy? That's a big question for a lot of people. Now, you have a system of 5 steps.
Yeah. I've written 5 simple steps that really helps no matter who you are, what walk of life you're in. Number 1, you have to own your own happiness. Take it away from other people demanding that they make you happy. Your kids are not going to make you happy. Your spouse is not going to make you happy. A big house is not going to make you happy. Own your own happiness and be responsible for doing those things that bring joy into your own heart, independently of life and people and money and all of that stuff.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily give you a happiness. You have to take responsibility of that peace and that joy that lives inside of your heart and not inside of your stuff.
Wow.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And the second thing that I think people need to do is challenge their own story, because people torment themselves by how they see their life. They've told themselves a story as if it were the truth when it is really a perspective truth. And sometimes you've narrated a story that you beat yourself to death with. Challenge your own story. Change the way you talk to yourself about who you are and what happened to you and what you're going to do in your life. You wrote the script. Change the story. Change the dialogue. You can, am I right? You know?
Yeah.
The third thing that I think is very important is to enjoy the journey, not the destination. A lot of us delay our happiness. When I get to this level, when I get my degree, when I get the kids, when I get married, I'm going to be happy. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the whole step, the whole process. Every day that you get up to strive for whatever it is you're after. You know, I'm a goal-oriented guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't celebrate when you get to the finish line. Celebrate all along the way. Celebrate all along the way.
Yeah, man. You know, that's so true, because I hear people talking about a million, man. When I make $1 million, I'm going to do this right here. Well, look, if you've been making $25,000 a year, and all of a sudden you're making $100,000 a year, I got news for you, man. You need to go eat a piece of cake and put a candle in it or something, because that's a big jump. And like you say, enjoying the journey is just realizing that there's joy in the process.
That, and then I put me on my calendar. Put me on my calendar, because I want my attention too. Because if you don't see yourself as valuable, nobody else will. You know, nobody else will. The other point is make relationships count. Making your relationships count, because everything is about relationships. First of all, your relationship with God. That's a very important thing to have, because as long as you know that there's somebody in charge, you don't have to bear the brunt of the responsibility and the weight of what's going on in your life. Yeah. You can talk to the boss. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, enjoy your relationship with yourself. If you don't like you, it makes it hard for me to like you. Because people, when you walk into their atmosphere, they draw you into the cosmos of their own drama. And if they're full of drama without you, when you come in, you become caught up in the cyclone of their drama. Yeah. Enjoy your relationship with yourself. And then anybody else who comes in, they enter into a party you already started. You understand?
Yeah.
And then the relationship with your kids, the relationship with your spouse, the relationship with your friends, taking time to enjoy the relationships, because there is no fruit. Nature teaches us that there is no fruit without relationships. You cannot be fruitful by yourself in business, in home, in life, in church. I don't care what it is. You are no more than the relationships you surround yourself with, and make sure that those are good ones. The 5th thing,
Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm loving it, man.
Is this good?
Yeah, this is really good.
The 5th thing that I really ascribe to is balance work with play. You can't do all of either one and be successful. And to those whom much is given, much is required. And if you work really hard and you're a really diligent person, make sure that you do some play to balance your life out. If you play real hard but you don't work very much, you're going to be fun, but you're going to be hungry. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance work with play. You have to balance that with your children. If you're always a disciplinarian, your daddy going to get you when you get home. I don't want to always be the police in the house.
Yeah.
I want to be the fun guy sometimes. Balancing work with play calls this not only for you to be holistic, but for people to get a better perspective of who you are. I get on my Instagram and I put crazy stuff. My kids die. I just yesterday, I put me sweating in the gym saying they said it's going to be fun, but it hadn't gotten fun yet. You know, to let people know that everything is not serious every day. That's too much pressure. We've got way too much pressure on us to be the people we were created to be.
You got to enjoy the journey and the process. Like I told my kids the other day, I said, let me explain something to y'all. If something happened to me and mama, I want you all to understand, y'all going to be around the casket crying because I'm not leaving you everything. I'm just not. I'm going to spend 85% of my income on me and your mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to leave about 5–10%. That's it. The rest of the money, me and your mama going somewhere. We can, Dad, we can't go on vacation. No, I want to be just with your mother.
Well, here's
it's
the
cool.
thing that people don't understand about children. It is not what you leave to them that makes them great. It's what you leave in them. And if you leave enough in them, you don't have to worry about what you leave to them. If you leave more to them than you leave in them, they will run through everything you left to them.
Yeah.
But if you leave enough in them, you don't have to leave so much to them because they can go out there and make their own way in life.
Cool. I'm glad you said that, because now they ain't getting nothing. Coming up next, Bishop T.D. Jakes has a special story to share with us that proves miracles happen right here on earth. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. How was the video? How was that video? I watched it in 2016, took my notes from 2016, and the 5 things that he mentioned are things that I have implemented over the years till now. How was the video? I hope it really blessed you. I hope it really helped you. I'm reading some of your comments concerning how what's it called? How Dawn has blessed you, and I'm so glad. Let me read one of them. I see Rutsani's comment. Oh, Pastor Tim, where do I begin? Dawn did wonders for me and my family, and we are grateful. Thank you so much. It is so beautiful to hear some of this because sometimes you wonder if you're making an impact. Thank you, Rutsani. I see Lerato's comment. Can I read that as well? Grateful for the teachings I've received from Dawn. It has become a big part of my day and daily devotion. You are loved and appreciated. But same, thank you for your consistency and dedication. Thank you. Yes, let me mention some of the things that he said, and I'll put a spotlight on some of the ones that have really stayed with me. All five are necessary, and I think all 5 can actually help you discover and sustain your happiness. But my top 3 of the 5, again, all 5 are necessary. My top 3 of the 5 has to be, number 1, own your own happiness. I had to accept the fact that people were not responsible for making me happy. This is so important because when you give people the responsibility to always make you happy, you give people too much power. I realize that. You give people too much power. Those of you that have been listening to me, I think it was last year that I really put a spotlight on the thought that after you are born again, you are free from the nature of sin. There are 2 other freedoms you need to have. 1, freedom from people, and freedom from things. If you are free from the sin nature, and you are free from people, and you are free from things, you will discover your true, authentic self. I'm serious. You will actually discover your true, authentic self. If everything that you are doing is because of somebody else, if everywhere you are going is because of somebody else, if everything you are pursuing is because of the things you want to get, and not because of the things you need, but because of the things that will make people see you as successful. Again, if you are not free from people, you are not free from things, you will belittle, you will strangulate your own happiness. That's number 1. Number 2, we talked about challenge your own story. Yes, that for me is major. I think it was this year that I talked about addressing your self-talk. I think it was this year we've shared so much together. I think we've had almost 550 sermons altogether from last year into this year. It's been quite a lot, right? But he spoke about challenging your own story, and I think his spotlight there was about the issue of how you talk to yourself. Change how you talk to yourself. If you do not like yourself, why should anybody else like you? If you don't love yourself, why should anybody love you? If you don't value yourself, why should anybody value you? And the way you talk to yourself is so key, because it speaks about how you see yourself. I need to challenge your story. There was a statement that he made. He said, the way your life has panned out currently at this very moment, you wrote that script, not God, not your neighbor. You wrote that script. And if you are writing the script of your life in accordance, and I hope it's in accordance with how you are being led by the Spirit. But the key here, if you are writing the script of your life, then you can change the story. It doesn't matter where you are in that story. Stop treating your life as though you have reached the end of the story. As long as you are still alive, you have not reached the end of your story. You are still writing your story. I pray that you're writing it with the ink of the Spirit of God, but your story is still being written. If your story is still being written, it means that where you are now, even if that page has a lot of bad things on that page, you can change the page. You can flip the page. You can change the script, and you need to change the script. Join me on Sunday as I talk about the law of growth, because that's a key way that we're able to change the script. You need to understand that you can change your story, challenge your story, irrespective of how this story has persisted for so long. You can change your story. Changing your story does not necessarily mean changing your life drastically. It just means changing you, because if you change you, your life and the people in your life will change with you. They will either change, meaning different people, or they will change in the way they relate with you. I am serious. They will change even in the way they relate with you as you change for yourself. The third thing is enjoy the journey. You need to hear me on Sunday, but let me tell you about this. We need to redefine happiness. I'm serious. For many of us, happiness has so much to do with the goals we want to achieve. And as we come to the end of the year, many of us are looking at the goals that we did not achieve. And we're looking and we're saying, I failed this year. In this area, I actually regressed. In this area, I stumbled. In this area, I did not succeed. And that is a dangerous way to look at life. I love goals. The goals are important, but goals are one of the key reasons why we do not maintain and sustain happiness. What we need to do is redefine happiness. If happiness now is the achievement of a goal, that's why you delay happiness till you achieve the goal. No, you need to define happiness as the journey. So every time you take a step, towards your goal, whether you achieve it or not, every time you take a step, let's say you are trying to exercise, and you've been exercising but you've not lost the weight. Listen to me. Every time you exercise, I know that you weighed yourself and you saw no difference, but because you exercise, you need to pat yourself on the back. That is success. That is victory. You should be happy with yourself, because irrespective of the outcome, you took a step towards your dream. You took a step towards your goal. Maybe you wanted to save R1,000,000 this year, and right now you've only saved 300 Rand. You've only saved 50,000 Rand. You've only saved 10,000 Rand. Listen to me. Pat yourself on the back. Why? Because that path that you have achieved en route to your ultimate goal is victory. If you will redefine your success as every step in the journey, every positive step in the journey, irrespective of whether I've reached the destination, every positive step in the journey, you will notice that you are a lot happier, a lot more frequently than you currently are. The fourth thing is making your relationships count. So for me, my top three is the own your own happiness, challenge your story, and enjoying the journey. But it mentions making your relationship count with God, with yourself, and then with people in this season. If you have people that love you, put a spotlight on them. Let me tell you something that happens to us pastors. Do you know? And it's not just me, it's worldwide. I know a pastor who actually put a sign on Facebook telling people not to do what I'm about to explain. Do you know, if we have a service and then 100 people send us messages that they are going to attend the service, and then 2 people send us a message that they will not be able to attend the service, guess what? For some strange reason, we will focus on those 2 that said they will not attend and begin to beat ourselves. We begin to ask ourselves, what did I do wrong? Why aren't they coming? Can they make a plan? We will forget the majority that are going to show up, and we will focus on the minority. And we're all like that. Even the way we treat our bodies is like that. It's interesting how if you have no, not you, if your enemy has a persistent, nagging, crazy headache, and you have to treat it by going to the hospital, have you noticed that you can't take only your head to the hospital? Your whole body goes into the hospital. And sadly, that's how we treat our lives as well. We end up, when there is a challenge in one area of our lives, we allow the drama there become drama everywhere. So the challenge in one area of our lives begins to make us feel as though the whole of our lives are compromised. And it's not true. It's really not true. We need to balance that whole aspect and make sure that the people in your life that love you, the people in your life that cherish you, you put a spotlight on them. I know in this season you are going to be amongst family that you don't really get along, maybe they don't like you, but you have those that do. Put a spotlight on those ones. Enjoy their company. Nurture those relationships, because those ones are the ones that will keep you going, that will carry you in times of darkness. The last thing he said is balance work with play. Oh, this one was so funny. He said, if you play so much and not work, you'll be fun to be with, but you'll be hungry. So you need to have work. But if you work so much and there is no play, you will discover that you have no friends. And what is success without people to enjoy it with? I pray in this season you will learn to balance work with play. Do you know, I'm ending Dawn. I was going to continue Dawn till end of next week, right? And then my wife has been on my case saying, you need to close this. Do you need our net? It looks like the stream is going in and out. We need to is struggling. My network is struggling to close this. Uh, uh, I Are we back? I've had to try and reboot the whole thing. I'm being told we lost you completely. Yes, but I think we're back. Anybody? Let me know. I think we sorted that out. Somebody let me know. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me see something here. We're back online. Awesome. Okay. So, like I was just trying to pray for you, and I really want to just pray for you. Everlasting Father, I speak a blessing over their lives. I declare that in this season they find rest in the things of your spirit. I declare that in the areas where their lives have experienced some form of decay, some form of regression, retrogression, I speak a healing to their hearts and a hope to their soul. I declare that your faith will not fail, your faith will not shake. I declare that your faith is established, for your faith is the faith of Christ. I declare that in this season you will not forget that you have not been left powerless. You have not been left powerless. You have been empowered by the Spirit, and you will take hold of that power and you will see its fruit in your life and destiny. As you come to the end of this year, your life is preserved. Your life is preserved. The life of your family, you will not mourn. You will enter into 2022 with great joy, with great jubilation in the name of Jesus. I speak joy. I speak happiness from your spirit to your soul. That feeling of exhilaration, I speak it for you deserve to be happy. God bless and keep you. His grace rest upon you. In Jesus' name, amen. A few quick announcements. Number one, there is no target with Tim for the rest of the year. I hope to catch you on the 31st night. We'll probably show up around 11 p.m. I will send notification out around 11 p.m. and I'll lead you in prayers as we break into 2022. Announcement number two, for those of you that are part of the family of the City of Zion, whether you are part of our online church, you are part of our live community, we sent SMSs out. You are supposed to reply. Please reply to those SMSs so that we know that you are part of our family. Have you gotten your books yet? We're launching the books on the 29th. We're going again. Well, with the books or not, you should get your cards. We're trying for you to get your cards before the year ends. Okay, one last time. Let's close out. So, Grace, I hope you order the books. I really hope you will order the books because I really believe that they will bless you. We will launch it in January. You will get your books next year, but you could get your cards this year. We're working feverishly to try and make sure that happens. We have a milieu of announcements that will play out. Please stay. Look at all the announcements. I hope to catch you strong and well in 2022. Oh, Bible school. Register for Bible school. But see the announcement as we close out. God bless you. I'll catch you on the 31st or on Sunday on the 31st and in 2022. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll read all of them. I will read all of them. God bless you. Bye for now.